What is up, everybody? This is All Things Entertaining here, bringing you with a plethora of new cards that are coming out in Blazing Vortex, and we have four of them, and three of them I haven't read yet. So we're gonna go over each of them right now. I've already read this card, and I hope you Guru Pro players have a change of clothes or a change of pants or something like that, because you're going to actually crap yourself with this card. So this is the Pot of Disparity. It's a normal spell, and you can only activate this card's effect once per turn, just a hard once per turn. Nothing new here. You cannot draw any cards or with card effects during the turn you activate this card. So if you use this card, Guru players, you can just activate Pot of Extravagance first or after. You gotta fully commit to this card. But there's a reason why you're going to do that anyway and not really shed that much of a tear for it. It is because of its effect. Banish 3 to 6 cards from your extra deck face down. Excavate the same number of cards from the top of your deck. Add one of them to your hand. Then place the rest of them to the bottom of the deck in any order. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, half any damage your opponent takes this turn. So what's really cool about this card is the fact that it's not random banishing, so you don't have to really send off an interesting or a crucial combo piece if you want to keep playing the game. It's really good for those Guru players who are playing super polymerization and they end up banishing, and they don't really want to end up banishing a lot of their super poly targets. And the fact of the matter is, this card also lets you add one of the cards from 6 cards. So let's put that into perspective. If you're wanting your field spell, or if you're wanting Guru, or if you're wanting your access to Fides at all times, well, this is the card that you're going to go for. This card essentially says, "Hey, search basically any card from the top of your deck, any one of 6 cards from the top of your deck." You're going to be doing this for the added chance of seeing 3 more cards, and it doesn't send them to the graveyard or banish them afterwards. It also doesn't lock you out of special summoning, so you can continue your play first and foremost. If you're like an Altergeist player, this card is also going to be pretty powerful for you, because having access to multi-figure, even though it's not that hard to get to multi-figure these days, even though the card's still at 1, a lot of the it's having more access to it. It's pretty good. Also, having access to stuff like Marionetter and to your Siliquace just to stun your opponent and lock them out is pretty nice as well. If you're like a true Draco player, this is going to be an added way to getting your plays in your Dragonity diagram and your level 6 guy, Dynamist Knight. So it's a really insane card, actually. I predict this card could actually very well be hit on a ban list at some point if it gets too crazy. I think this could be one of those cards that is utterly nuts. Next card that we have here is Ancient Warrior, Rebellious Liu Fang. So Ancient Warrior, Sing of Rejoice. So you get a new card. It's a level 8 Dark Beast Warrior monster with 2800 attack and 2200 defense. It cannot be normal summon or set. It must be special summon from your hand by controlling 8 monsters whose attack is higher among the Ancient Warriors on the field, which is going to be pretty easy to do, considering the fact that this is a Beast Warrior focused deck and you're playing tanky more than likely. You can only activate this. You only special summon this card this way once per turn. It has 2 effects that aren't hard once per turn, which is really crazy. Once per turn, quick effect: you could destroy one face of monster your opponent controls with the highest attack, if your choice of time. You cannot activate monster effects during the turn you activate this effect, except Ancient Warrior monstrous effects. So, which isn't really which really isn't that big of a deal in most cases, because you're just going to be doing that regardless. Once per turn, during the end phase, if your opponent takes control of, if your opponent controls a monster on the field that has the highest attack, give control of this card to your opponent. So that's a little bit of a downside for this card. If your opponent just happens to have like a monster with 2800 or 2850 attack, this is going to be on their field unless you just straight up get rid of it. But luckily, the first effect sort of mitigates that, and realistically, the only way that they're not going to be able to mitigate this if they just happen to have a tied monster to it. So that's really all there is going to be to that. It's just a really kind of nice card. It's just a added extender plus the fact that it actually pops and it is a quick effect. It's pretty good. So. Next, we have a Dragunity card, a Dragunity Knight, Gromfabier. It's a level 7 Dragon Wind Synchro effect monster with 2600 attack and 2300 defense, and it requires 1 Dragunity tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners. And it has 2 effects, of which are both once per turn. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target one Dragonity tuna monster in your graveyard, equip this card to it. That's actually pretty good. Added summons of Flameless is nice. Not gonna lie to you, so that's pretty on par. The second effect is a quick effect. You can send one equip spell you control that is equipped to this card and to the graveyard. Then target up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them. The bad thing about this is that it's very easy to call by the grave the cost target, but any equip spell is pretty nice, and being able to banish any card in your opponent's graveyard up to any 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard, that could actually be pretty annoying. I think this card is definitely going to be a nice one of in the extra deck. It's going to be nice. It's a nice utility control card that I think the deck might actually need. It's pretty good. And the last card here is a Wind Dragon monster, which is a Miradora Skywing of the Whirlwind. It's a level 7 Wind Dragon effect monster with 2,000 attack and 2,600 defense. You can only use each of the first and second effects once per turn. Each effect among the first and second effect of this card's name cannot be negated. Also, their activations cannot be negated, which is actually just kind of interesting. This card is pretty much a free card for the most part. If you have your Mortal Savage Dragon or your Herald the Arclight or whatever negate you think of, you can't negate it with this card. So the first effect is if your opponent controls. If your opponent special summons a monster with 2,000 attack more attack from your extra deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. I'm not really sure how they're going to negate that. First and foremost, that seems like it's an inherent effect. It seems like it's an inherent summon. It summons itself, and it doesn't look like it really activates. Oh no, maybe it activates. It does activate. I'm just dumb. The second effect is if this card is special summoned from your hand, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck. That target cannot activate its effects while this card is face-up on the field. This is actually pretty interesting because actually monsters on it shouldn't have said field, but anyway, this card is actually really cool since it allows you to negate it, but unfortunately it doesn't like destroy it. But that's usually okay. Ghost Ogre sees a ton of play still, and it doesn't really negate the card; it just destroys it. So this is just the inverse of that. The problem is that they can still use it as an extender, but the plus side is that it's just for any monster in the extra deck. It's not just it's just not surrounded by this link, or it's not choked off by links or synchros or whatever, or something stupid like that. So this card could generally see some nice side deck play if once it comes out. Also, it's a level 7 Wind Dragon monster, so that's also something to keep in note, especially if you're playing stuff like Tempest. So it's pretty good. So yeah, these are a batch of cards. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Please tell me what you guys think of them in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. This has been All Things Entertaining, signing out.